Welcome to my video lessons. In this video, I'm going to explain about the transducers. Today's topic is transducers. Alright, the main objective of this video here is definition of your transducer. What is a transducer? And the classification of transducers, types of transducers, principle of working of transducers, right? And the applications of the transducers as well as strain gauge, the type of a transducer. That means after completion of this video, the user can be able to know about what is a transducer, classification of the transducers as well as a type of transducer. We will discuss that as strain gauge, right? Okay. Now, see, before entering to the topic, I will ask one question. Do you know the conversion of physical quantity into electrical parameters? How the physical quantities are converted into the electrical parameters, and how the temperature is measured using electronic system? These are all the devices are available nowadays. But how the temperature is measured using electronic system? And one more question, how the electronic weighing machine works. Nowadays, we can see that electronic weighing machines, how these machines are measuring the weight of the item. See, after completion of this video, the user can able to know how this will happen, and it means how the physical quantity is going to convert into the electrical parameters, and how the temperature is measured using electronic system, as well as how electronic weighing machines are measuring the weight. Right? Okay, let us start the topic. See, transducer. What is a transducer? Almost all of you might have heard about the word transducer. Transducer means it is a converter. Right? These are the devices which converts non-mechanical quantity into an electrical signal. Transducer is a device. It is a device. It is converting non-mechanical quantity into an electrical signal. Whatever may be the non-mechanical quantities, that is converting into the electrical form. But that means here the output of the transducer is electrical signal and the input is a non-mechanical quantity. That means it is converting non-mechanical quantity into an electrical signal. It is a type of converter. Right? And another type of transducer converts mechanical force or displacement into an electrical signal. See, in the previous, it is converting non-mechanical quantities into electrical signals. Here it is converting mechanical quantities that may be either force or displacement. Force or displacement into an electrical signals. This is also a transducer. This transducer converts physical parameters such as heat, light intensity, and humidity into an electrical signal. Heat, light intensity, and humidity into an electrical signal. See, simple examples of this is thermistor, microphone. What is a microphone? It is converting the sound energy into the electrical signal. Thermistor, temperature measures. It converts into the electrical form. Potentiometer. As an electronic student, we know what is a potentiometer, how the potentiometer will be used, right? And the solar cell. Solar cell, generally there will be solar panels with an array of solar cells. The solar cell converting heat energy into electrical signal. These all are transducers. The function of a transducer, it is converting one form of signal into another form. Here mainly the output is in generally electrical signal. The input may be either mechanical quantity or non-mechanical quantity, or sometimes it may be physical parameters such as light, heat, humidity, and etc. Like the transducer is converting non-mechanical or mechanical or physical parameters into an electrical signal. That means what is a transducer? Transducer is a device. It is a device. It is converting non-mechanical quantities or mechanical quantities or physical parameters into an electrical signal. The output of transducer is in electrical form. Correct. The examples of this transducers are well-known examples are thermistors, microphone, potentiometer, and solar cell. These are only few examples of transducers. Now we will see the classification of transducers. The transducers are mainly classified into two types. One is passive transducers and active transducers. That means depending on the signal available, and these are classified into passive transducers and active transducers. Right. What is a passive transducer? Passive transducers are externally powered transducers. The name itself it is indicating passive. Passive. So passive transducers are externally powered transducers. Physical quantity converts as a change in an electrical parameter that may be either resistance, inductance, or capacitance. These are passive transducers are externally powered transducers. The physical quantity converts as a change in an electrical parameter. Any one of the parameter will be changed based on the physical quantity of the input. Right. Examples of passive transducers: strain gauge, potentiometric transducers, thermistors, capacitive transducers, inductive transducers. Right. See, the physical in passive transducers, the physical quantity converts as a change in any one of the electrical parameter, that is resistance, inductance, or capacitance. Based on this resistance, inductance, and capacitance, these passive transducers are the resistive transducers, capacitive transducers, and inductive transducers. The strain gauge, potentiometric, and thermistors, all these three comes under resistive transducers. And a type of transducer is capacitive. It is also passive transducer. And another is inductive transducer. These are also passive transducers. LVDT, linear voltage differential transformer. This is also a type of passive transducer. We will discuss about LVDT in the later sessions more clearly. Right. Next is active transducers. Active, the name itself, these are active transducers. That means these are self-generating type transducers. Physical quantity in the active transducers, what is active transducer means? The physical quantity converts directly as an electrical signal. Whatever may be the physical quantity, that is going to convert into electrical form. Right? It doesn't require an external power source for its operation. Do not require any external power source for its operation. Examples of active transducers are piezoelectric transducer, thermocouple transducers, photovoltaic cell, that is solar cell transducers. This is about active transducers. Active transducers are self-generating type transducers. The physical quantity directly converts into electrical signal. It doesn't require any external power source for its operation. Examples are piezoelectric, thermocouple, and solar cell. This is about active transducers. Now we will see the classification in detail. Types of electrical transducers and its applications, as well as principle of operation of each transducers. Right, types of electrical transducers, mainly passive transducers and active transducers. Right, in passive again resistance, inductive and capacitive transducers. See, electrical parameter and class of transducer. Electrical parameter here is resistance, and hey, potentiometric device. It is a type, but the type of transducer is potentiometric device. What is the principle of operation is position. See, in the potentiometer, the positioning of the slider by an external force. Where is the resistance in a potentiometer or a bridge circuit? There in a potentiometer there is a slider. If the slider is varied, means the resistance of that wire will be varied. Generally, the slider will be The applications of these potentiometric devices are to measure the pressure and displacement. The physical quantities here are pressure and displacement. Right? To measure the pressure and displacement, these potentiometric devices, transducers are used. And resistance strain gauge. The resistance of a wire or semiconductor is changed by elongation or compression due to externally applied stress. Strain gauge. See, with the strain gauge, that means due to the externally applied stress, the resistance of a wire may be compressed or elongated. This is the principle of the strain gauge, and the applications of the strain gauge are force, torque, displacement. To measure force, torque, displacement, this strain gauge can be used. And Pirani gauge or hot wire meter. The resistance of heating element is varied by convection cooling of a stream of gas. The resistance of the heating element of the heating element resistance is varied in this hot wire meter by convection cooling of a stream of gas. Generally, these are used for gas flow or gas pressure. To measure the gas flow or gas pressure, this hot wire or Pirani gauge transducers are used. In this, what is the principle? This heating element resistance can be varied by convection cooling of a stream of gas. Resistance thermometer. Another type of resistive transducer, passive transducer is resistance thermometer. The resistance of pure metal wire with a large positive temperature coefficient of resistance varies. Resistance of a pure metal with large positive temperature coefficient of resistance varies. It varies the temperature coefficient. With that, the resistance of the metal varies. Right? Resistance thermometers are used to measure temperature and radiant heat. Means the application areas of this resistance thermometer is one is to measure the temperature and radiant heat. What is the principle here means the resistance of a pure metal wire with a large positive temperature coefficient of resistance varies. Thermistor. The next one is a thermistor. Resistance of certain metal oxides with negative temperature coefficient of resistance varies with temperature. Based on the temperature, here it is the negative temperature coefficient. That means temperature increases means resistance decreases. Negative form. The resistance will be varied based on the applied temperature with negative temperature coefficient. And this is the application areas of this thermistor is to measure the temperature and flow, water level or water flow controls. This can be used. And resistance hygrometer. Resistance of a conductive strip changes with moisture content. The resistance of a conductive strip changes with moisture content. Relative humidity. The application is to measure the humidity. And photoconductive cell. Another type of transducer is photoconductive cell. So what is happening in this photoconductive? Resistance of the cell as a circuit element varies with incident light. Means photoconductive. Whatever may see in this, the resistance is varied based on the incident light on the device. Generally, what are the applications means? Photosensitive relay. Resistance of the cell as a circuit element varies with incident light. Based on the light intensity, the resistance of the cell will be varied. This is about the photoconductive cell, and the area of application here is photosensitive relay. And capacitive transducers. Variable capacitance pressure gauge. Example here is pressure gauge. The principle of operation: The distance between two parallel plates is varied by an externally applied force. Here we know capacitance is two parallel plates with a dielectric medium. So here the distance of this, see, we know that the capacitance can be varied based on the distance between the parallel plates as well as the type of the electrical medium. So in this pressure gauge, capacitance pressure gauge, the distance between two parallel plates is varied by externally applied force. By varying the force distance, this capacitance can be varied. The applications of this pressure gauge is displacement and pressure. To measure the displacement or pressure, this capacitance pressure gauges can be used. And capacitor microphone, sound pressure varies the capacitance between a fixed plate and a movable diaphragm. Between a fixed plate and a movable diaphragm. In this plate is fixed and the diaphragm, that means the dielectric medium is moving. Capacitor microphone. Based on this diaphragm, movable, that means based on the sound, this diaphragm will be moved. With that, the capacitance will be varied. Examples of this capacitor microphone is speech, music, and noise. These are to measure the speech or to measure the music and the noise. That means to measure noise also, this capacitance microphones are used. Dielectric gauge. Variation in capacitance by changes in the dielectric or dielectric constant. By changes in the dielectric or dielectric constant. By varying the dielectric, this capacitance can be varied. This type of transducers are called dielectric gauge. Generally used, that means the area of application is liquid level and thickness. To measure the thickness or liquid levels, we can use this dielectric gauge transducers. That means based on our requirement, we can choose different types of transducers to measure the parameters. Based on the application area, we can choose the type of transducer what we need. Inductive transducers. In that one is magnetic circuit transducer. Inductive transducers, the one is magnetic circuit transducer. What is a magnetic circuit transducer? It is a type of inductive transducer. In this magnetic circuit transducer, self-inductance or mutual inductance of AC excited coil is varied. In this self-inductance or mutual inductance is varied by changes in the magnetic circuit. Based on the changes in the magnetic circuit, the self-inductance or mutual inductance of coil will be varied. Generally, these are magnetic circuit transducers are used for pressure and displacement measurements. Reluctance pickup. Type of transducer is reluctance pickup. Reluctance of the magnetic circuits are varied by changing the position of the iron core of the coil. By changing the position of the iron core of the coil, the reluctance of the magnetic circuits will be varied. Examples of applications of this reluctance pickup is pressure measurement, displacement, vibration, and position measurements. This type of transducers are used. Next one is differential transformer. It is the differential voltage of two secondary windings of a transformer is varied by positioning the magnetic core through an externally applied force. The voltage of secondary windings of transformer is varied. See here how this magnetic the winding of transformer is varied, the voltage is varied in the secondary means by positioning the magnetic core through an externally applied force between this primary and secondary, and a magnetic core will be positioned, and this will be varied. With by varying this, the induced voltage in the secondary can be varied. This differential transformer, it is used to measure pressure, force, displacement as well as the position. To measure all this, this can be this differential transformer can be used. Eddy current gauge. It is also a type of inductive transducer. Inductance of a coil is varied by the proximity of an eddy current plate. Inductance is varied by an eddy current plates. So the applications are displacement and thickness. Magnetostriction gauge. Magnetic properties are varied by pressure and stress. In this magnetostriction gauge, the magnetic properties are varied by the pressure and stress. So these are used for force measurement, pressure and sound measurements. And so with this, see, that means here physical quantities are force, pressure or sound. So based on that, the magnetic properties will be varied. Another type of transducer is voltage and current. The Hall effect pickup. The transducer is a Hall effect pickup. A potential difference is generated across a semiconductor plate when magnetic flux interacts with an applied current. That means in this Hall effect, we know that what is an Hall effect. A potential difference is generated across a semiconductor plate when magnetic flux interacts with an applied current. The applications are magnetic flux, current and measure. To measure this Hall effect pickup can be used. The next one is ionization chamber. In this, what is the principle of operation is electron flow induced by ionization of a gas due to radioactive radiation. This is based on the ionization. Electron flow induced by ionization of gas with the principle of radioactive radiation. Here the electron flow will be induced. This is a principle of ionization chamber, and it is where it is used means the application is particle counting and radiation. To measure the particle counting and radiation, this ionization chamber type of transducer is used. See, primary sensing elements. What are the primary sensing elements? First, what is a primary sensing element? Means to convert any mechanical quantity into mechanical displacement, these primary sensing elements are required. That means mechanical quantity into mechanical displacement. Primary sensing elements are required. These are also known as force summing devices. Primary sensing elements are also called force summing devices. Examples of this primary sensing elements are diaphragm, flat or corrugated, bellows, Gordon tube, circular and twisted, straight tube, mass cantilever, single or double suspension, and pivot torque. These are examples of primary sensing elements, right? And now we will discuss the strain gauge. What is a strain gauge? We know that it is a type of transducer. Again, which type of transducer? Strain gauge is a passive transducer. It is a resistive transducer. Passive means either it may be resistive, inductive or capacitive. So strain gauge is a passive transducer, type of passive transducers. It is also called piezoresistive gauge. This strain gauge is also called piezoresistive gauge. Converts strain into a resistance variation. See, based on the strain, strain means here strain or stress, elongation or compression per unit length. The length of the wire may be varied. This it converts that strain into a resistance variation. That means force acting on a strain gauge is sensed as strain. Whatever may be the force acted to apply this is called sensed as strain. With this strain, the wire may be either compressed or elongated. That is converted into resistance variation. Principle of strain gauge. See, we know that the resistance R is equals to rho into L by A. R is equals to rho into L by A. Or rho is a constant factor. L is length of the wire. And the area is area of the wire. That means based on that means varying parameters here may be either length or area. If length is varied or area of the wire may be varied means the resistance is varied. Based on this principle, this strain gauge is used to measure the resistance. Right. See, if a strip of elastic material is stretched or compressed, its resistance changes. If it is stretched or compressed, the resistance of it changes. This is the main principle in the strain gauge. Length means in this length is varying. If the length is increased or decreased, it is directly proportional. The resistance also varies. Change in the resistance becomes with two factors. One is change in the length or diameter of the material. By changing the length, the resistance can be varied, or by changing the diameter of the material, the resistance can be varied. And the change in the resistivity of the material also, this resistance can be varied. That means in the strain gauge, the resistance can be varied, the resistance can be changed by changing the length or diameter, as well as by changing the resistivity of the material also. This resistance varies. This property is called piezoresistive effect. This by changing the resistance is called piezoresistive effect. That is the reason strain gauge is also called piezoresistive construction. Here you can see a strain gauge is a thin wafer-like device, can be bonded to a material to measure applied strain. It is in a thin form, wafer-like. It looks like that. It is bonded to a material to measure the applied strain. Use a small diameter resistance wire, such as constant. The diameter here is constant. Sensitivity of strain gauge is measured in terms of a characteristics called gauge factor. Here there is one more word called gauge factor. The sensitivity of the strain gauge is measured in terms of gauge factor. It is denoted by K. Sensitivity of strain gauge is measured in terms of gauge factor K. Right. What is a gauge factor? Gauge factor is a ratio of change in resistance to the change in length. What is the gauge factor? It is denoted by K. What it is the ratio of change in resistance, that is delta R by R, to the change in length, delta L by L. Resistance of the material change in length, variation of length. Change in resistance to the change in length. That is K is equals to delta R by R divided by delta L by L. We can write it is equals to delta R by R divided by delta L by L, where strain in lateral direction. So yes, strain in lateral direction. K is the gauge factor. R is a nominal gauge resistance, and delta R is the change in gauge resistance. R is the nominal gauge resistance. Delta R is the change in gauge resistance. L is the normal length, unstressed condition, normal length of the wire, resistive wire, and delta L is the change in specimen length. Change in specimen length. What is the importance of a gauge factor? Generally, what is a gauge factor? The sensitivity of this material is, resistance is, sensitivity of strain gauge is measured in terms of gauge factor. Right. What is the need of this? What is the importance of this gauge factor is, for strain gauge applications, high sensitivity is very desirable. The sensitivity is measured by gauge factor. So generally in strain gauge applications, high sensitivity is very desirable. A large gauge factor means relatively large resistance. When gauge factor is high means resistance will be also high. The value of K for metallic gauge, that means constant wire, is about 2. The gauge factor for constant wire is of 2. Alloy 479 is about 4. The K value, gauge factor value. The value of K for semiconductor gauges is from 50 to 200. That means semiconductor gauges, the gauge factor is very high. That means it is from 50 to 200. The gauge factor is large means it also has large resistance. Types of strain gauges. The most important types of strain gauges are wide strain gauges, foil strain gauges. Strain gauges are mostly classified into three types: wide strain gauges, foil strain gauges, and semiconductor strain gauges. Now we will discuss what is a wide strain gauge. They are used in two basic forms: wide strain gauges, unbonded type and bonded type. Right. See, this is the unbonded wide strain gauge. Unbonded. There are two, see, four resistive wires A, B, C, and D, and this is a stationary frame. And this B and C, this resistive wire is the direction of movement is like this. Unbonded wide strain gauge. Construction: wires made of various. Here the wire may be either copper nickel, chrome nickel, or nickel iron alloys. And generally the diameter of this wires is 0.003 mm and length of this may be of 25 mm or less. In the unbonded wire strain gauge, the diameter of the wire may be of 0.003 mm and length may be it is less than the 25 mm. The wire may be either of copper nickel, chrome nickel, or nickel iron alloy. Wire stretched between 2 points in an insulating medium such as air. And this is another type, bonded metallic strain gauge. See here, these are the solder tabs. This is alignment marks, alignment grid length. This is the alignment, the length of this grid, and this is the base or carrier. Wires are kept under tension to maintain no sag and no free vibration. And these wires are kept under tension to maintain the free vibration. Usually gauges are connected in bridge circuits. This type of gauges are connected in bridge circuits. With this type of strain gauges, a mechanical displacement of the order of 50 micrometer can be detected. The mechanical displacement, generally these are used for the mechanical displacement measure, and is to measure the order of 50 micrometer can be detected. This is another type of wire, metallic bonded strain gauge. Metallic bonded strain gauge. These are the two leads. This is the wire grid, transverse axis. This is gauge wire, grid, gauge backing. This is the construction of this metallic bonded strain gauge, and how the construction details are: a fine constrained wire element is used. The diameter is 25 micrometer or less. It is looped back and forth on a base or mounting plate. It is looped back. The wire, how the wire is placed means back and forth on a base or mounting plate. Base is thin sheet of paper, bakelite or Teflon. The base may be either a thin sheet of paper, bakelite or Teflon type. Another type is another type of wire grid, bonded resistance strain gauge construction. And leads, this is the wire and this is base. Construction, a hairpin looping increases its length. This leads to increase in sensitivity. To prevent mechanical damage, wire is covered on the top with a thin material. And this, the top is covered with a thin material to prevent the mechanical damages of the device. The base is bonded to the member under stress. Whatever we need to measure, for what we need to measure the stress, this base is bonded onto the member. This permits good transfer of strain from base to gauge wire. See here, visualization of the working concept. See, this is the wire strain sensitive pattern, right? These two are the terminals. If these two terminals are compressed, that means area narrows. See, you can see here, the area is reduced. Area is reduced means it means resistance increases. We know that L rho into L by A. Similarly, if you see here, the area is this compression is increased. That means area is increased. Area thickness is increased. Area is increased means obviously resistance decreases. Resistance decreases. Construction, the hairpin looping increases. Advantages of wire strain gauge. What are the advantages of wire strain gauge? It is rugged, easy to install and use. So it is very easy to install and use. Right, the ruggedness is more. Where we can use means in AC applications, it is capable of measuring variations up to 100 kilohertz. In AC applications, we can use up to 100 kilohertz frequency. It has excellent linearity and hysteresis characteristics. It is comparatively less sensitive to shock and undesired vibrations. The sensitivity of this device is less for shock and undesired vibrations. It is available in multi-element or Rossetti gauge form for simultaneous measurement of strain in more than one direction. Summary. See, what we discussed in this means what is a transducer, what are the types of transducers, classification of transducers, the importance of primary sensing elements, why these primary sensing elements are used for to convert mechanical vibrations into mechanical displacement, what is strain gauge and types of strain gauges, and construction and working of wire strain gauge also. So we discussed, and what are the advantages of wire strain gauge also we discussed in this session. Right? Let's see, let us have some questions. A transducer is a device which converts dash into an electrical signal. See here, option is non-mechanical quantity, option A, B displacement, C physical parameter, D all of the above. See, transducer is a device, it converts any form of signal into electrical signal. That means, what is the answer? Physical parameters into an electrical signal. Here, this non-mechanical quantity, all of the above is also right answer. Passive transducers means passive transducers, which gives an electrical signal as a change in option A resistance, option B capacitance, option C inductance, option D all of the above. Passive transducers. What is the answer? All of the above. Electrical signal as a change in resistance, capacitance, and inductance. Passive transducers. Piezoelectric transducer is a dash type of transducer. Piezoelectric transducer. Either active, option A active transducer, option B passive transducer, option C resistive transducer, option D none of the above. What is the answer? Piezoelectric transducer. Active transducer. Next question. Capacitor microphone converts which of the following physical parameter? Vibration, capacitor microphone. Displacement, sound, force. What is the answer? Capacitor microphone. Microphone. Vibration. What are the questions we can expect from this means? Define transducer. What is a transducer? And list some examples. And what are the types of transducers? Distinction between passive and active transducers with 2 examples each for short long answers. Classify transducers on the basis of principle of operation. These all questions we can expect from this topic. And also what is a strain gauge? What are the types of strain gauges? And all this we can expect from this topics. Okay, with this I am going to end my session, today's session. Okay, thank you.